Just feeling the full length of your back rested on the mat. So tuck the chin in just a little bit. And maybe lightly press the tailbone down just a little bit. And with your eyes closed, starting to focus on your breath. Feeling when you breathe in, maybe your belly gently presses against your thighs. And when you breathe out, maybe you feel it slightly fall away. So really feeling your breath as it comes into the body and out. And feel the movements that it makes in your body. And really connecting to this feeling. Taking a little scan over your body. Just to notice how it's feeling today. And as you really connect to your breath, notice your body relaxing. Noticing any areas that are a little tight, releasing. And feeling the shoulders maybe come a little heavier towards the ground. As you start to soften more into this pose. You feel the toes nice and relaxed. So they don't really need to be pointed or flexed. Just allowing them to sit or to fall however is comfy. And then take your attention to the place in between your eyebrows, the third eye. And just have a gentle sort of soft focus here. And allow that soft focus to release any tension that might have accumulated here. So you feel this space widening. And then feel this softness and this relaxation from this center point in between the eyebrows start to spread across the face. So the whole forehead starts to relax. And the eyes are just softly closed. Feel the jaw muscles starting to relax. And staying connected to your breath. And keeping your movements nice and soft and nice and slow, just release the left leg. So we stay hold of the right leg and release the left leg all the way towards the ground. Good, and then draw your right knee a little more towards the right. So we're not resting so much on our belly or on our ribs, on our lungs. The right knee's more to the right. And bring your left hand to your left hip. And just feel the weight of your left hand gently guiding the left hip down towards the ground. Still keeping both feet quite soft. Feeling both of your shoulders fairly even on the ground. And still staying connected to your breath. I'm going to start to take a gentle twist. So bring the left hand outside of the right knee. and then take the right knee all the way over the body. Taking the gaze towards the right side and placing your arms wherever feels most comfy. So it might feel good to draw your right knee all the way over so that the knee is resting completely on the ground. It's okay if the right shoulder comes up a little bit. It might feel like a really nice stretch across the top of the chest. But maybe it doesn't feel good, so if it doesn't, keep the right shoulder down and the right knee will be lifted. And maybe you feel like that's a better twist, a better stretch for this side. And from the very start, we don't want to be forcing the body, fighting with it. So go to somewhere that feels comfy and then just find some stillness. And just allow your muscles to lengthen. Feeling your breath still moving as effortlessly through your body as it did in our very first pose. So not feeling the twist as a restriction, but on your inhale breath, slowly come back to center and draw both of the knees into the chest again. And this time releasing the right leg and keeping the left leg in. The same like we did on the first side. Draw the left knee a little bit more towards the left so that we're avoiding belly, ribs, lungs, chest. And then take your right hand to your right hip. Just because usually the right hip will kind of arch off of the ground a little bit. So just feel that connection with your hand, gently guiding it back down towards the ground. And feel how this side may be different. Might be similar, but chances are it's a little bit different. It's going to feel either a little bit more comfy or either a little bit less. Neither is right or wrong. And then from here, taking the right hand outside of the left knee and a twist all the way over the body. Moving nice and slow. Because again, this side might be a little tighter. This side might be a little more open. You can take your gaze all the way towards the left if it's good for the neck. And then let the body sink in to this twist. Full attention on the breath. And just noticing how your body feels. Noticing how this twist feels. Use your inhale, just slowly come back to center. Both of the knees come into the chest, just for one little hug in. And then place the soles of the feet flat on the ground and take them a little bit wider than hip distance. Bring the hands out to the side, somewhere close to the shoulders, I guess. And then let both of the knees fall over to the right. Both of the knees fall over to the right. So keep the feet separated, and that'll make this next one a little bit easier. So hook the right ankle on top of the left thigh. So the right ankle will go on top of the left thigh, maybe. And see how that feels. And if that feels too stretchy for the left thigh, then just unhook. And take the gaze towards the left if that feels good for the neck. And feel both of your shoulders draw into the ground nice and evenly. So you feel this nice opening through the left hip and through the left thigh. Being careful of your left knee though. And for any time you feel anything going on that doesn't feel quite right, please release the right foot on top. Lessen the stretch a little. And then keep the feet as they are and come all the way back to center, all the way back. But slide the right thigh over the left. So now we sit sort of ladylike. And maybe continue to ravel the legs around so the right foot is underneath the left calf. And take the legs all the way over to the opposite side. All the way over. And then take the gaze towards the right side. You feel your right shoulder sinking more towards the ground. Not by force, not by fighting, just with the breath. So still staying with your smooth, even, consistent breath that you had at the start of practice. And really anchoring to that. And then on your inhale, slowly back to center. Unravel the legs. Take the feet nice and wide. And then let both of the knees fall over to the left side. Both knees to the left. And then hooking the left ankle maybe over the right thigh. And seeing how that feels. So the left ankle will be over the right thigh. And then taking the gaze towards the right. Nice, and then on the inhale, nice and slowly, all the way back to center, keeping the legs as they are, and just letting the left thigh slide over the right. So maybe continuing to ravel the legs, and then let them fall all the way over to the right side. And take the gaze towards the left. And then let your body soften on this side. Feel sort of the weightiness, the heaviness of the knees. Gently draw down. And feel both of the shoulders nice and even. And breath nice and consistent. And feeling the back muscles lengthening and releasing. And if you've been doing a lot of scootering or a lot of car trips, it's so nice to release these lower back muscles. And use your inhale, slowly come back to center. Unravel the legs, take the knees wide, and then just windscreen wiper once more each side. So over to the right, let both knees fall. And use your inhale to come back to center. And exhale all the way over to the other side. Inhale to center and come into the butterfly legs. So bring the soles of the feet together. Perfect. And they can be in close to the body or far away, it doesn't matter. And then reach the hands all the way overhead. And feeling this length in the whole front of the body. Tilt the pelvis up just a little bit so you feel more of your lower back gently pressing into the ground. And you may feel the soles of the feet need to press a little more. You might feel the inner thighs need to engage a little more. But better to have your lower back nice and protected. Good. So starting to feel this little bit of activation. Press the soles of the feet a little bit more. And then engage the inner thighs a little bit more. Draw your belly button down towards your spine and feel the sides of your belly drawing in. so you feel nice and active through the middle part of the body. Still with that same even and full breath. On your inhale, use your inner thigh strength to draw the knees together, nice and slowly, and into the chest, holding on to the back of your thighs. I'm going to take little rock and rolls on our back until we come all the way up into boat pose. So maybe it takes you a couple times to come all the way up, and then flex your toes so the ankles are in line with the knees, and then reach the hands all the way out in front. Deep breath in. On the exhale, lower the feet down, the knees come wide. Inhale all the way up for chair pose. Awesome, guys. And then on the exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold all the way back down into your ragdoll. So taking the feet or the toes together if you prefer, or feet wide, letting the hands dangle out in front, or holding on to opposite elbows, either in front of the legs or behind the legs. Maybe clasping your hands around the back of your head and just letting the weight of your arms draw down. So whatever feels good, but let the head relax. So you don't need to be tempted to look forward. So look towards the back of your mat or even up towards your belly button. And really let the head relax. And you feel it, like the top of your head sort of facing more towards the ground as you feel the neck muscles slowly releasing. Yeah. Because we want to feel like space in the neck, space in the back. So with the knees staying bent, tilt the underside of your butt more up towards the ceiling. And really feel that stretch in the hamstrings. Release the hands to the ground. Bend the knees a ton. Inhale, sweep up, chair pose. Watch the fingertips as they rise. And then on the exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold all the way back down. And inhale for your halfway lift, just one breath. So feel the legs lengthening, the arms lengthening, the back lengthening. And then exhale to fold. Plant the palms, take a big step back with the right leg, and then drop the right knee down. And inhale, sweep both of the hands all the way up for one low lunge. And then exhale, hands down either side of the front foot. Inhale, straighten through the front leg, press the toes into the ground, and then lift your butt a little bit more. So you'll feel more of a stretch sort of in the back of the thigh. Then if there's a little bit more room on the exhale, maybe start to forward fold a little bit. Keep your quad muscle really, really active. So keep drawing the knee up closer towards your hip, and then we'll keep the leg nice and active. Perfect. Inhale to lift. Exhale to rebend. Good. Bring the right knee a little bit more forward so that when we bend the right knee, we're more on like the meaty part of the leg rather than the kneecap itself. So stay here. If you feel enough of a stretch here, stay. If not, inhale, the left hand reaches up and over. And maybe just catching the right toes. Keep both of the hips facing forward and the gaze facing forward. Nice. So feeling that opening in the left shoulder. And if you feel your body starting to twist towards the left, just draw the body back to the front, only allowing the left shoulder to open. Good, guys. Inhale to reach up and release. Exhale and lower down. Inhale, step back into tabletop. And then exhale, chest chin to the ground. Nice and slow. Stick your butt up super, super high and hug the elbows in. Reach the chin out in front. And inhale, scoop forward. Pressing the hips into the ground, the big toes into the ground. And inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to fold. Tuck the toes. Inhale, press back to child's pose. And then exhale, lift the butt, lift the hips all the way back into downward facing dog. Yes, guys, any little movements that you need to make. So if you need to bend one knee, just sway the hips. If you need to come up high onto the tippy toes, or to bend both knees at the same time. Anything that feels good in the lower back, anything that feels good in the legs, just to find a little bit more release, a little bit more space. but keep even weight in all 10 fingers and keep your chest pressing back towards your thighs. Move nice and slow as you feel the strength in your arms and you feel the length that you're creating in your legs. And finding a stillness in your downward dog. On your inhale breath, sweep the right leg all the way up. Keep the right leg nice and straight, nice and strong. So drop the right hip just a little bit, and then you'll really feel the stretch in the left leg. Good. Deep breath in. On the exhale, bend the right knee and take a big step forward. Big step forward to the top of the mat, and then drop the left knee down. Perfect. Inhale, sweep both hands up. So as you tuck your tailbone, sink further into the front knee. Perfect. And then exhale, hands come down either side of the front foot. Lift your left knee, inhale, step forward, and then exhale to forward fold. Keeping the knees nice and bent though, so it'll be so much nicer for the lower back. And let the head relax down. Bend the knees a ton. Inhale, sweep up to chair pose. A really strong leg, and take a little peek down. Make sure all 10 toes are visible. Perfect. Then on the exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold. Come all the way back down. Letting the head hang nice and heavy. On the inhale, halfway lift, just one breath as you lengthen everything. Exhale and fold. Plant the palms, take a big step back with the left leg, and then drop the left knee down. So step a little bit more towards the left side. That'll make our balance a little bit easier. And then inhale, sweep both hands all the way up. Working the fingertips maybe as they rise. And then on the exhale, lower the hands down. So inhale, straighten the front leg. So pressing this left or the right toe, into the ground. But then draw the knee up. So we want to keep this muscle nice and active. And that'll help to find a little bit more room in the hamstring. Tilt your butt up and back. Good. And then maybe, if there's room, start to forward fold. Maybe that already feels enough of a stretch, so we stay. Keep even weight in both of the legs, so keep pressing the left foot back as you point the right toes more forward. And then inhale to lift. Exhale to rebend. Draw the left knee a little bit more forward so that when we bend the left knee, we're more on the thigh rather than directly on the kneecap. This might feel enough of a stretch, so stay. If not, reach the right hand all the way back and over, grabbing hold. Good. And for this first one, we face the body forward. So if you notice you're swiveling and opening, face forward. And then just allow the right shoulder to draw back. Keep the chest nice and lifted. Awesome, guys. Inhale to release. And exhale to lower down. Inhale to step back into tabletop. And exhale, chest chin to the ground. Super, super slow. Squeeze the elbows in. And then reach the chin all the way out in front. Inhale, just scoot forward for cobra pose. We'll join the shoulder blades together, lift the belly. Exhale and fold. Tuck the toes. Inhale. Press back for child's pose. And then on the exhale, lift the butt, lift the hips all the way back up. Downward facing dog. Perfect, guys. Again, any movements that you want to make, please make them. Anything that feels good. Keep more weight in all of the 10 fingertips. And keep the spine lengthening. Knees can still be bent. And then when you're ready on an inhale, the left leg lifts, three-legged dog. And keep the left hip down. So just drop the left hip a tiny bit. And then notice how that deepens the stretch way more in the right leg. Awesome. Deep breath in. On an exhale, take a big step forward. Just for one low lunge. So drop the right knee. And then inhale, sweep the hands up as you tuck the tailbone under and then sink into the left knee. Good. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, lift the back knee, step forward. And exhale, forward fold. Let the body relax for a few breaths in here. So either the toes together or apart. Apart will give you a little bit more balance. And bring your weight, if anything, a little bit more forward. So into the balls of the feet. Not so the toes are clinging, but just so there's more even weight. Not all of the weight is in the heels. Hands dangle out heavy, or hold opposite elbows, or hold the back of your head. Doesn't matter. Feel the head relaxing down. So giving the neck muscles a break. If it feels nice to sway, have gentle little sways. If it doesn't feel good to sway today, then don't. Stay connected to your breath. And feel, not because we're pushing or fighting the body, to lengthen it and to release the muscles, but just feel the breath working its way into these areas that are stuck and tight. Bending the knees a ton. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. All the way up to standing. Watching your fingertips as they rise. Interlace the fingers. Invert the palms to the ceiling. And then exhale, side bend to the right. So feeling all of that space down the entire left side of the body. Inhale to center. And then exhale all the way over to the opposite side. Perfect. Inhale to center. And then exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold. Nice and slow. Come all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, just one breath. And then exhale to fold. Plant the palms. Good. Take a big step back with the right leg. And then drop the right knee. Awesome. Inhale, sweep both hands all the way up. Nice. And then this time on the exhale, side bend to the right. So bending away from your bent knee. Keep pushing the left foot down and forward into the mat. And then inhale to center. On the exhale, side bend towards the left. Perfect. Good, guys. Inhale to center. Exhale, hands come down either side of the front foot. Again, inhale, straighten your front leg. So this time peeling the toes off of the ground. So flex your foot even more back. And if you notice your butt really lowers down towards your right heel, lift it up a little bit. So we want to keep the hips sort of stacking over the back knee. Nice. And then tilt the butt even further back, and that will increase the stretch. If there's a little bit more room, start to forward fold. If you only feel the stretch in the back of the knee, bend your knee. And that usually will take it out. Flex the toes a little bit more will help to keep the knee in place. Perfect. Inhale to lift. Exhale to re-bend the front knee. On the inhale, draw the right knee a little bit more forward. Good. And then bend the right knee for a second time. Reach the left hand all the way around, this time opening your body out to the side. So turning the left toes out to sort of like a 45-degree angle and letting the left knee fall away from the body, keeping the left toes flexed though. So this will help to keep the knee in place. Maybe take your gaze towards your back foot. And if it feels okay, start to draw the right heel in. It's a hugely deep thigh stretch, so move super, super slow. Good. Feeling your hips release as you sink in, maybe a little bit lower. Perfect. Slowly, slowly release. As you inhale, lift the left hand all the way up. And then on the exhale, come down into your lizard pose. So keep the left foot out to like a 45-degree-ish. Yeah, and then allow the body to sink in. So keeping both of the hips and the chest facing forward. You might stay up on your palms. You might come down onto your forearms. Doesn't matter. The goal isn't to get down onto your forearms. If that feels more comfortable for you, that's where you'll go. If it feels more comfortable to stay up on the palms, that's where you'll go. Okay, slow, steady breaths. Just feeling that opening and releasing in the front of the left hip and also in the back of the left hip. If you're down on your forearms, slowly coming back up onto the palms, gently drawing the left knee back in towards the body, and the toes face forward, one hand either side. On the inhale, step back into the tabletop. Nice. And then on the exhale, chest chin to the ground. Nice and slow. Stick your butt up super, super high, so even more than you want to. And then reach the chin out in front. Inhale, scoop forward into cobra pose. Keeping the neck nice and long by keeping the gaze down, sort of towards the front of your mat. Usually we'll keep the back of the neck long. And then exhale to fold. Tuck the toes. Inhale, press all the way back, child's pose. And then lift the butt, lift the hips all the way back to downward facing dog. Perfect. On the inhale, the right leg lifts, three-legged dog. And this time on the exhale, bend the knee and open the hip up. Perfect. So bring your right heel closer towards your right butt and then lift the right knee even more towards the ceiling. You can keep the left knee a little bit bent if that helps to offer a little bit of release in the left hamstring. Deep breath in. On the exhale, take a big step forward, close to the right thumb, and then drop the left knee down. One low lunge here, so sweep the hands all the way up, tucking the tailbone as you go. So then that sort of gives us a little bit more stretch down the front of the left hip and the front of the left thigh. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, step forward to the top of the mat, and then exhale to forward fold. You're keeping the knees bent, so we never have to worry about straightening the legs in our forward fold. Keeping them a little bit bent, nicer for the lower back, and really letting the head relax. So take your gaze towards the back of your mat or towards your belly button. And then feel how that sort of changes the pose a little bit. It releases the neck muscles. There's no need to hold them up. Bend the knees a ton. Inhale, sweep all the way up to standing. All the way up. And if you remember which way you interlaced your fingers last time, do it a different way this time. And then invert the palms to the ceiling. On the exhale, side bend towards the right, keeping the whole front of the body nice and open. Inhale to center, keeping the belly in. And then exhale all the way over. Inhale to center, and exhale, loosen the hips nice and slowly. Forward fold all the way back down. Perfect. Inhale, halfway lift, just one breath as you find length everywhere. Keep the gaze on the toes. And then exhale to fold. Plant the palms, take a big step back with the left leg. And then drop the left knee down. One low lunge, so inhale, sweep the hands up. Strong through both legs as you reach all the way up. And then exhale, hands come down either side of the front foot. On the inhale, straighten through the front leg again, peeling the toes off of the ground. And then stick your butt up just a little bit. And then draw the thigh, or draw the knee up, a little bit, so engaging through the quad muscle. And then from here, if there's a little bit more room as you continue to find length, start to maybe forward fold. Feeling the stretch in a good way, not feeling the stretch in like you feel like your hamstring is like a rubber band that's been pulled too tightly, about to snap in any second. If that's the feeling that you have, maybe come out of the pose just a little bit. Okay. Inhale to lift. Exhale to rebend the front knee. And draw the left knee in just a little bit. On the inhale, bend the left knee, reach around with the right hand, maybe catching the toes. Good. And then this time, turn the right toes out to a 45-ish degree. Letting the right knee fall away from the body, very, very slowly, keeping the right toes flexed. Noticing how much weight you're putting in your left wrist. And if you're dumping completely into the left wrist, put a little bit more weight in the fingertips and lift the chest a little. Maybe taking the gaze towards your back toes. Maybe drawing the heel in a little closer towards your butt. Staying super present in the pose, focusing on your breath. So it's a really deep stretch pretty much everywhere. So stay focused on what you're doing. If the mind drifts or wanders, we might overstretch. We might injure ourselves. So stay connected to your movements and to your breath. Slowly release. Bring the right hand all the way back and over into your lizard pose. And keeping the right knee out gently towards the side. So as you feel the right knee reaching away from the body, feel both of the hips evenly pressing forward. Keep the right toes nice and active and keep the back toes nice and active. So either the ball of your back foot is pressing into the ground or the top of your back foot is pressing into the ground. So that just keeps the legs a little bit more even. You might be calm. You might be a forearm lizard. But don't choose one because it's harder or because it's easier. Choose it because it feels better. And you can feel more release in the right hip. Keep the belly drawing in just a little bit. This will offer a little bit more protection to the lower back. Good, guys. And then slowly coming up. Super, super slow. bring the right knee back into the chest, one hand either side of the foot. And on the inhale, stepping back into tabletop. On the exhale, chest chin to the ground, nice and slow. Stick the butt up even higher. So it's like the back of your butt is going to touch the back of your head. That's how much we're lifting it up. Inhale, scoot forward into cobra pose. Press the hips, press the big toes, and then lift the chest as you draw the shoulders back. Nice. Exhale and fold. Tuck the toes. Inhale, press back to child's pose. And then exhale, lift the butt, lift the hips all the way back into downward facing dog. On your inhale, lifting the left leg, three-legged dog. And then on the exhale, bend the left knee and open the hips up. So bring your left heel even closer towards your left butt and feel the left knee reaching even higher up towards the ceiling. Keep your chest pressing back towards your thighs. And keep the left toes nice and active. So pointed or flexed, it doesn't matter. So keep the leg active. Take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, take a big step forward, close to the left thumb. Just for one low lunge. Drop the right knee. Inhale, sweep both of the hands all the way up, watching the fingertips. And then on the exhale, the hands come down either side of the front foot. Lift the back knee, inhale, step forward, and then exhale to forward fold. Let the head be nice and heavy. So give the head a little sort of sway from side to side, forward and back. Just let it sort of dangle. Good. Bringing the big toes together. Bend the knees a ton. Inhale, sweep all the way up, chair pose. And then on the exhale, look down. All 10 toes are visible, peeking out in front of the knees. And if they're not, just sink your butt back a tiny bit. Doesn't matter where the arms are, so long as they're nice and strong. Just spread the fingertips and really reach them towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. On the exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold all the way back down. Inhale for your halfway lift, lengthening everything. And then on the exhale, forward fold, plant the palms, take a big step back with the right leg. And then drop the right foot down. So the back or the pinky edge of the foot comes parallel towards the back of the mat, setting up for like warrior two. And then inhale, sweep both of the hands all the way up. Good. Looking towards your front toes, you want to be able to see at least the big toe peeking out from in front of the knee. And then take a little peek behind and press more of the back edge of your foot into the mat rather than letting your foot roll onto the inner arch. So both feet are evenly and actively pressing away, but at the same time, draw the feet towards each other. That kind of gives us a little bit more buoyancy or lightness in the pose. Reach the fingertips away from you, but at the same time, draw the shoulders in. And then look directly over the left fingertips. Deep breath in. On the exhale, straighten the front leg, hands to hips, pigeon toe the toes just a little bit. Good, take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, hinge from the hips, slowly forward fold. Draw your inner thighs more towards each other. Draw the feet more towards each other. Release the hands to the ground. Good. And then let your body completely forward fold. So bringing your head closer and closer towards the ground. Irrelevant if it touches or not, but that's the direction that it's heading. And stick your butt up higher towards the ceiling. Your hands can be anywhere. They can be out in front to help support you. You can start to reach them towards the back of the mat to find a little bit more length in the arms. But really important that we keep the thighs squeezing towards each other. So this will help to protect the hamstrings. So it's kind of easy to overstretch if we're not staying present, if we're not staying connected to what we're doing. Guys, on the inhale, come to your halfway lift. So halfway lift, bring the hands all the way out in front. Then walk the hands all the way around to your back foot. All the way around to your back foot. Pivot your toes and come into your lizard pose. So we're all the way at the back of the mat now. So both of the hands will be on the inside of the right leg. Nice. And then keep the left heel lifted. So press the left heel further back No, you had the right legs. I have the opposite legs.
Okay.
Your legs stayed. So your right leg is forward and your left leg is back. Is that right? Yeah, I hope so. And then as you sink into the right knee, press the left heel further back. So we have like even activation in the legs. Good. Continue to lower the hips and lift the chest up. So we're lengthening through the back. Perfect, guys. And on the inhale, slowly start to walk the hands back into the center, pivoting the toes. Good. Bring the hands back to the hips. Inhale all the way up to standing. Toes face out, heels face in. And then bending the knees, come into goddess pose or horse pose, I guess it is. Nice. So we want the knees to be, I guess, kind of over the ankles. The more turned out your feet are, the, I guess, more challenging for the balance, yeah? So keeping the hands on the hips, lift the chest up. Good. Draw the shoulder blades gently together. Nice. And then tuck your butt under just a little bit as you draw the belly in. So full goddess pose, it might feel a little weird, but it might feel a little bit powerful, a little bit nice. So draw the elbows back. Awesome. Really strong arms. Feel your inner thighs drawing towards each other. Feel the knees drawing away from each other. And feel the heels drawing towards each other. Nice, guys. Inhale all the way up to standing. Reach the hands out wide. Turn the back toes parallel, the front toes forward, and then sink back into your warrior two. Take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, the hands come down either side of the front foot. Inhale, step back into your plank pose. Nice. And then on the exhale, either knees, chest, chin, half chaturanga, full chaturanga. Good. And then inhale for cobra or upward facing dog if you want just the palms and the tops of the feet on the ground. And then exhale, roll over the toes all the way back to your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in as you lift both of the heels off of the ground. And then on the exhale, 1 foot at a time, nice and slow, walk all the way to the top of the mat. Feeling the strength in your arms, the length in your legs. And then the big toes touch when you arrive at the top of the mat. Bend the knees a ton. Inhale, sweep all the way up, chair pose. Good. On the exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold all the way back down, nice and slow. On the inhale, halfway lift. Good. And on the exhale, fold. Plant the palms. Take a big step back this time with the left leg, setting up for warrior two. So drop the left heel down. Nice. And then inhale, sweep both of the hands all the way up. So just checking in with our feet again first. Look towards the front toes. And you want the big toe peeking out. Then look towards the back foot. And you want the outside edge pressing more in. So keep the right knee drawing, rather than letting it slump to inside, drawing towards the back. Tuck the butt under and really reach the fingertips away from each other, but draw the shoulder blades in. Look directly over the front fingertips and take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, straighten the front leg, bring the hands to the hips. Pigeon toe the toes in, inhale to lengthen. And then on the exhale, hinge from the hips and slowly start to forward fold. Bringing the hands all the way towards the ground. So the further your legs are apart, the closer, I guess, your head will come to the ground. The closer your legs are together, the further you have to forward fold. So it doesn't matter how far you come down or how far you don't come down. Feel the inner thighs squeezing towards each other to protect your hamstrings. And feel the feet squeezing towards each other. And this will keep that activation in the front of the legs. Tilt the underside of your butt more up towards the ceiling and really let the head relax down. Nice, guys. And inhale, come into your halfway lift. Bring the hands to the hips and inhale all the way up to standing. Toes face out, heels face in, and then coming back down. Nice. Into the goddess or horse legs. So this time for the horse pose. So bring the hands into the inner thighs, I guess, with the fingertips facing forward. And then find somewhere nice and comfy. So take a deep breath in and lift and lengthen everything. And then on the exhale, drop the right shoulder. So the right shoulder will drop and we'll look over the left. Perfect. And then inhale back to center. And exhale the opposite side, so dropping the left shoulder and looking over the right. Good. Inhale to center. One more each side. Keep the knees pressing towards the back. Good. Inhale, center. And then exhale. Nice. Inhale, back to center. Good. Straighten the legs. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up. Good. Turn the toes to face in. On the exhale, hinge from the hips and forward fold all the way back down. Inhale for your halfway lift. Turn the back toes towards the back of the room. Walk the hands all the way towards the back and pivot on your back foot. So now the left knee is bent into your lizard pose and the right leg is stretching back. Good. So come up high onto the ball of your back foot. Nice. And then press the right heel further back as you sink more into the left knee. So even and active through both of the legs. Lift the back knee just a little bit and reach the chest and crown of the head forward a little bit. Nice, guys. Really, really good. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Good. On the inhale, slowly start to walk the hands back to the center. Good. Pointing the front toes now to face the front of the room. Inhale all the way up into your warrior two pose. Now, so sink into the right leg. Good. Deep breath in. On the exhale, the hands come down either side of the front foot. On the inhale, step back into your plank pose. And then exhale, either knees, chest, chin, half chaturanga, full chaturanga, it's your choice. Inhale for cobra pose or upward facing dog. You feel the length in the back. And then exhale all the way back for downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here. And a deep breath out. And then on the inhale, high tippy toes, 1 foot at a time. Walk all the way to the top of the mat. And then bring the feet a little bit wider. So the toes are out and the heels are in. And then squat all the way down into your little Indo squat. For your knees. Yeah. And then bring the palms together. No pain though. And again. No. Yeah, they always do that. Yeah? Yeah. Bring your elbows to the inner of the knee creases. Good. And then use that just to gently encourage them open slightly. So if you need to wiggle to find a little bit more comfort, of course, always do. And then lift the chest a little bit more as you draw the shoulders down. Perfect, guys. Bring the hands down. Sit the butt all the way down into the butterfly pose. Soles of the feet together. Nice. And then sit up nice and tall. So relax the elbows, relax the shoulders, even relax the neck muscles. So if you notice any tension that might have started to accumulate in the neck, just start to gently release that. And when we do neck circles or neck rolls or looking from side to side, I guess it's common to move really fast. Just move super slow. So even slower than you want to. The neck's so important. And move really, really consciously. Keeping the back up nice and straight. Good, guys. And then finding your place in the center. Drawing the ribs in and then lifting the back even a little bit more. Deep breath in. On the exhale, slowly start to forward fold. Super slow. So close your eyes right from the very start. Then it doesn't matter how far we're coming down. It doesn't matter how far anyone else is coming down. Feel both of your butts nice and even on the ground. Gently drawing the shoulder blades together so we have more space in the front of the body. And your body will slowly lower, release and relax as it's ready. No need to rush or force this process. And inhale nice and slowly, come all the way back up. Nice and slow. And then take a little peek behind. Hopefully there's enough room. If there's not, just wiggle your butt a little bit more forward. And we recline all the way back down. All the way back down. And then bring the hands all the way overhead. Keeping your little butterfly legs and just let the arms relax overhead with the palms facing up. Letting the knees fall out to the sides. And letting every part of your body that's touching the ground really feel it touching the ground. Feel your muscles relaxing. Feel your body beginning to release. And use your inner thighs to slowly draw the knees back towards each other. Nice and slow. Bring both of the legs into the chest. Nice. And give them a little hug in. Great, then releasing the soles of the feet to the ground. And bring them a little bit wider than hip distance. Letting both of the knees fall over to the right side. Both of the knees over to the right. Nice. And then again, hooking maybe the right ankle over the left thigh. Not to do this to compare it to how it felt on the first side, but just noticing if it feels any different this second time round. Maybe you feel a little bit more comfy in the pose as the muscles have released and relaxed. Maybe it feels tighter. This is your body's way of telling you that this stretch is too much. So please just release the ankle. Really connect to your breath. Use your inhale, slowly come back up to center, keeping the legs as they are. And like we did the first round, let the right thigh slide over the left. Maybe continue to ravel, but this time we're taking the legs back again to the right. So we're twisting to the same side again. So the legs come over to the right. Yeah. And then take the gaze towards the left. Move slow. Be careful of your knees, your ankles, your hips. And then allow your body to soften and sink into this. And if you feel like the butt muscles or the muscles around the hips and the lower back, they're really clinging on, just send your breath there and allow them to relax and to release. And even if it's just the tiniest of littlest fibers or cells, that's still a huge gain, a huge win. Signaling to your body that it is okay to release. Doesn't need to be tensed or strained or tight. You can find some softness. Use your inhale breath to slowly come back to center. Super, super slowly unraveling the legs. And then taking both knees over to the left. Maybe hooking the left ankle on top of the right thigh with no force necessary. Just feeling the weight of that top leg. Draw down on the right thigh and the right hip. Fully connecting back to your breath. Not being concerned about getting the legs down or getting a deeper stretch. Just being concerned about feeling good in the pose. Use your inhale, slowly coming back to center. And letting the left thigh sit on top of the right. Maybe continuing to ravel the legs. And then again, take both of the knees over to the left. Good. And taking the gaze towards the right. And if it's your outer hip or outer butt area that feels really, really tight. Maybe it's the inner hip, maybe it's the front of the thigh. Just send your breath, send your awareness there, and feel that gently releasing. Only bit by bit, breath by breath. So every time you breathe in, feel that space that you create. And every time you breathe out, invite some little part of you to soften. Doesn't need to be anything huge, drastic, or immediate. It's gradual. As your inhale, slowly come back to center. Unravel the legs and draw the knees into the chest. Coming into your happy baby pose. You can either have the knees or the feet, nice and low, if that feels nicer in your happy baby. Sort of like a wide child's pose in reverse, I guess. Or if it feels nice to take the feet up towards the ceiling, take the feet up and hold on anywhere behind the back of the thighs, the lower half of the legs, all the way up to the top of the feet. It doesn't matter where you hold on. Some days it feels great to reach for the soles of the feet. Some days it feels so nice just to stay hanging on to the back of the thighs. If it feels nice to sway, gently sway. If it doesn't, then don't. Like if it feels forced, rigid. And feel the head rested on the ground. So the neck muscles don't have to activate. And from here, everyone taking their hands behind the back of the thighs and lengthening the legs all the way up towards the ceiling. And then just either clasping the fingertips together to sort of catch your legs, or holding on just to the back of your thighs, one hand on one thigh. Let the legs be nice and relaxed. So like a little mini legs up the wall without a wall. Feel your back nice and supported on the ground. Maybe feeling the starting of those little tickling or tingling sensations in the tops or the bottoms of the feet. Is anything that might have been blocked or stuck or stagnant, anything that might have been pooling in the bottom of the feet, starts to release. And bend the knees into the chest. And allow the eyes to softly close as you give your knees one last squeeze in. And then place the soles of the feet flat on the ground, a little bit wider than hip distance, and let the knees fall into touch. Bring the hands down by the sides, just like you would for Shavasana arms, with the palms facing up. And then let the knees fall in towards each other, so they're resting against each other. And this might feel so nice for your lower back. And if it does, then stay here in your Shavasana. If this doesn't feel quite as relaxing as you think it could, start to slowly walk the feet one at a time all the way out towards the front. So coming into the more traditional Shavasana with the legs straight out. And that might feel better today. By having your eyes closed, then it doesn't matter if you're the only one that straightens your legs. It doesn't matter if you're the only one that keeps your knees bent. You'll do it because it feels good. Not because it's what everyone else is doing. Not because it's what you think you should be doing. Letting your body completely sink in. Being still, heavy and relaxed. So eventually this outer relaxation leads to inner relaxation. Starting to gradually deepen your breath. Feeling the rise and the fall of your belly and your chest, becoming a little bit more exaggerated. Because with each new inhale, you breathe in new air, new energy, new life. With each exhale, you release something. Starting to make little movements with the fingers and with the toes, gently reawakening the body, tuning back in to these sensations and feelings in the body, and the noises outside and around you. And continuing with these little flickers of movement in the fingers and the toes, until eventually you straighten the legs all the way out to the front of the room and reach the hands all the way towards the back, lengthening your body out entirely. And then on the exhale, drawing the knees into the chest, and if you can keep your eyes closed, keep them closed as you roll over onto the right side. Pausing here for just a moment. You can feel fully connected to your breath again. Feeling the length and the space that you've created in the body. Maybe feeling the mind a little more calm and clear. Maybe feeling the heart a little bit more open, a little bit more full. And slowly using your hands, when you're ready, gently press yourself up. You're coming to sit in any comfortable seated position. And bringing the hands together in the center of the chest. And sitting up nice and tall. You slightly bow the head towards the heart. And leaving here today knowing that there's a place inside each and every one of us in which the entire universe resides. This is a place of love, light, compassion, joy, trust, and of peace. And when you are present in that place in you, and I am present in that place in me, then we are all connected. We are one. Namaste.